Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the heart of Sydney, ANZ Stadium, where the South Sydney Rabbitohs are taking on the Brisbane Broncos. I am Snicko Bro, and I am joined by the ever-reliable William K.
Hey Snicko, it's a rainy day here at ANZ Stadium. It's only 5 o'clock in the afternoon or the evening, and it's pretty much pitch black with the clouds overhead. It's going to be an interesting one to see in this very slippery weather.
Yeah, have you ever heard of pathetic fallacy, Will?
No, I haven't.
It's a technique Shakespeare used where the weather reflected the emotions of what was happening in the game, so maybe the rain's reflecting both of these teams' final chances. We're a bit early in the season, but so far both of them have been struggling a little bit, although the Broncos did get up with a big win against the Panthers last week, while the Rabbitohs were brought back down to earth in a loss to Manly, I believe, after they thumped the Sharks the week before. But nonetheless, this should be a good game. Ball handling could be quite interesting with the rain, but we'll have to wait and see. As Callaghan kicks off straight down to Isaac Edwards, who goes to Kyriakis Ilias, and his tackle there, and a good tackle first up. Interesting to note for the Rabbitohs, Aaron Leondis, he was a bit naughty last week and he got sin binned, so he's starting off the bench as there's a big intercept straight away to Tallis Roof. He's been really good in that left second row position and just sort of continues where he left off. But yeah, so Rabbitohs without probably their best starting forward almost. And he's not going to be until the second half, named in the 17, interestingly enough. So the Broncos might be able to really work out. It doesn't even matter, yeah. Collins straight down a short side. Broncos did not number up at all. And that's 4-0. I can't see the time at the moment, but I'd wager up 1 minute into the game.
Yeah, 1 minute 30 is all it took. Jai Collins, he switched into the centre to make room for, I believe it's Dixon and Booth on the wings. So he's on the centre and immediately scores a try. That's good. It was way too easy for the Rabbitohs, that one.
Yeah, poor Isaac Edwards threw that intercept to Tallis Roof straight away, and the Rabbitohs are too classy at the moment to not make use of that. Yeah, Collins, he's been a centre for a long time, and this season he switched to the wing, which surprised a lot of people. But when Malachi Booth made his return, you sort of saw that that could be coming, him going back into the centres. And with Booth and Kevin Dixon on the wing, they have a lot of firepower out there. As Callaghan almost slots it, he just swung it a little bit too hard. The rainy conditions there making it a little bit hard for the young man to slot that one through.
Yeah, that was close. It just hit the post as it was coming across to the left and bounced away. I don't think Eddie Oliver will be very pleased with Isaac Edwards throwing that very early intercept. And to put them in a bit of scoreboard pressure early on, they haven't had much ball, so they won't have a good setup period here.
Yeah, they've essentially came into the game 4-0 down with how it's worked out. As Bennett now takes the hit up, so he'll have to really stand up with Leondis off the field. Not the kind of error you want from your halfback, especially 2 minutes into the game. As Collins just goes straight past someone there, so that's why they have him at the centre, so he can get into dummy half. KCK was really good at it last season. There's Dimatoni, who's just come into the starting lineup with Leondis out, throws a forward pass to Aaron O'Hare, so maybe the rain is affecting ball handling a little bit, Will?
Yeah, it's probably the discipline of both these teams. You know, both of them are quite young. I think that maybe they're just not used to this downpour at ANZ Stadium. We'll just see. The rain will keep on settling throughout the match, so I guess we'll wait to see how it affects the ground, especially.
Yeah, you have to wonder if it's going to affect any sort of grubber kicks as well. If there's a few puddles on the ground, it might be a bit harder. As Joey Kelly gets a nice offload to Kyriakis Ilias, he'll be dangerous in this set here, Joey Kelly. He's really good close to the line. As Isaac Edwards now goes out to Levi Raymond, who's driven backwards by Sessa Dimatoni and Jack Tabasco, I believe. So one tackle left to come here for the Broncos, and they'll be trying to make the most of their set as they go to Peter Vretto, who goes very, very high. It's not a bad kick, but Kevin Dixon, he's a tall man, and he ends up half a metre out from his in-goal.
Yeah, good take there from Dixon under pressure. And, that was a risky pass and maybe a little bit forward, but they get away with that one.
Yeah, when the captain calls the ball, you just give it to him, don't you? Sessa goes straight through a big hole. The Italian stallion striding down the middle there. Got a few on his back in Peter Vretto, and not sure who his friend is as Galaxy goes out to Wilmore Skin. He straightens up and almost goes through. Back to Aaron O'Hare. Peter Vretto making a mountain of tackles so far in this game. As O'Hare plays it to Galaxy, he goes out to Callaghan, who finds another hole. This is not looking good for this Broncos team.
Jeez.
Rabbitohs are bringing up memories of what they did 2 weeks ago against the Sharks, so they were just unstoppable. As Callaghan plays it on the 5th tackle, and they go back to Galaxy. He is a half by trade, so not bad with the boot, and he goes very, very high. The punt kick down to Dylan Sharp. He goes straight past Malachi Booth, but Tyron Clay is able to get him pretty easily there. A pretty good set after points for the Rabbitohs.
Yeah, the Broncos' defense, more holes than a block of Swiss cheese. That was atrocious from them. They need to tighten that up because we saw what these Rabbitohs did to the Sharks. Imagine what they can do to the Broncos if they're going to defend like that.
Yeah, they're really good front runners, the Rabbitohs. If they Redo almost gets to really good front runners, and that's what the Sharks did. They gave him a sniff and they just ran away with it. So if the Broncos do the same, could be a very, very high scoring game here as Stody gets a nice little offload out to Cyrus Marks, who's tackled 19 metres out from the Rabbitohs line. Eddie Oliver with a kicking duty. He goes high. This is a very well placed kick. Tap back to Eddie Oliver. He collects his kick and gets the offload away.
He spoiled it.
I thought he was falling over the line, but I guess hookers are just not used to being tackled. He just throwing the ball away and cost his team a try there.
Jeez, that is an absolute spoiling from Eddie Oliver. He was destined to score, and he threw that pass away. Levi Raymond got tackled. That is bad.
Yeah, that's not crash hot from poor Eddie. Raymond was just a bit flat-footed, and he got driven back immediately. But shows that maybe this Broncos team, they've come to play as now. Aaron O'Hare gets it off a nice little tip-on play, but was unable to make any meters. Galaxy now goes to windmill skate. He goes for the 40-20, but the kick goes literally 10 meters, and Joey Kelly ends up with it back on the Rabbitohs 40-meter line.
Yeah, that wasn't a good kick, and I think it is just this wet weather. You can't really see it on the camera right now, but it is still bucketing down, so I think it's going to be hard to kick it. It's going to be more of a running game as we settle in here.
And what team do you think that suits more, taking the kicking out of it and turning it into a running game?
I think that we've already seen it. It's got to be the Rabbitohs. Rabbitohs going to push his way over the line. But no, yeah, I think it's got to be the Rabbitohs. You know, they've got Jesse Bennett in the forwards. Hallis Riff is a great second rower. And their backs are just elite. So I think that it's got to be beneficial to the Rabbitohs.
Yeah, I suppose we'll have to wait and see. I tend to agree with you. I think that the Rabbitohs halves, they're both reasonably young, and their kicking game isn't their strongest trait. So if you take that out of their game, they're going to be able to perform quite well. The rain's a bit of an evening factor here as O'Hare looks to go through a hole, but he's drifting backwards in a good tackle. He hasn't really got going yet. It has only been 11 minutes, but I expect him to have a big impact on this game as Kelly goes out to Hallis Riff. He's gone straight out to Isaac Edwards, the man who made the mistake earlier. Maybe they're trying to fatigue him. This Galaxy throws a big forward pass to Jesse Bennett, and they just keep shooting themselves in the foot so far, the Rabbitohs.
Yeah, they have.
Oh, and Archie beats one, yeah.
You know, that's not very good for Matt Galaxy there, just throwing a forward pass. Pretty awful position to wear that error, and it looks like the Broncos have had most of the possession now. Rabbitohs haven't seen much of it for a while.
Yeah, they got that early try, and I feel like the rest of the game's been played in the Rabbitohs half, even when the Rabbitohs have got to a kick. It hasn't gone anywhere. As now Simon Hunt looks like he's going to push over. Ooh, but great defense there from Hallis Riff to turn him on his back, because I thought for a moment he was going to just be too strong there. They're going to have 2 tackles left to sort something out. They go to Peter Vretto for a Sedler, and he ends up really close to that line. Giacchis Ilias, sorry. Now they just go a little... I'm not sure what happened there, but there's been a knock on. Allison cleans up. Just this rain's causing havoc so far, Will.
Yeah, it looked like Levi Raymond went for a kick, but was about half a metre out from the line. That was never going to work, and built his lollies. And, coming away with the ball here, the Rabbitohs.
Yeah, I've been very impressed by Dimitoti so far. He's had a lot of ball. He's made the most of it. Now Talis Riff, goes straight through a hole, and Joey Kelly hits him so hard the ball pops out. Don't usually see that from a fullback, but again, the Rabbitohs just unable to complete. I think they'd be sitting at 10% completion so far. They completed when they scored their try and one kick. Maybe 20%, 2 out of 10. It's just been atrocious for them so far, which they're a young team and they just need to sort that out. As now Stoder drives forward, he'll be looking to get at Felix and Milski out there. As now Joey Kelly goes straight past the man I just gave a rap to, Dimitoni. And the Broncos, they're coming here. The Rabbitohs are under a lot of pressure so far as Vretto goes out to Levi Raymond. He's driven forward, drives Rabbitohs backwards, which means that it'll be Vretto with the kick, I believe. And he goes very, very high. Very nicely placed kick, but Galaxy cleans up the back, so he makes up for his forward pass earlier, and hopefully the Rabbitohs can just complete here.
That was Just a good take there from Galaxy. Making up for a previous error and cleaning up very nicely. Yeah, not nothing much really happening at the moment. Looks like the rain's just let off a little bit, so maybe the kicker will come back into the equation.
Yeah, and we have to hope that for Galaxy's sake, the Rabbitohs keep winning games because he is known to leave teams if they're not doing very much winning. As now Callaghan is out to Kevin Dixon. He slices straight through a hole and beats the fullback. Very, very nice from Kevin Dixon there. He hasn't had a whole lot of ball so far, but he's made sure that the Rabbitohs finish not in such a bad spot now as Callaghan goes for the kick. Oh, I thought he was going to turn Justin Players around, but he doesn't. Oh, and he looked dangerous there, but Callaghan gets across in cover to clean up his own kick there. And now, for the first time in a while, the Broncos are going to have to work it out of their own end.
Yeah, and even with that obvious obstruction there from Simon Hunt, it was no trouble getting Justin Players to the ground, and that was good defense. Kevin Dixon, I thought he was away. He got chased down by I can't say his name. Kyriakis Ilias. He got chased down by a prop after that step, so that's a pretty impressive feat for the young gun.
Yeah, I believe Ilias is a lock primary, so he does have that tiny bit more speed than us regular props. But yeah, the kind of effort you need from your rookies when you're in a close game like this. And so far, it's been a real grind as Eddie Oliver gets the kicking duties again, pulling rank with captaincy, I believe, as Malachi Booth gets driven backwards there. And yeah, maybe the Rabbitohs can look to spread it early and go around the Broncos. They've been really contained up the middle. They had a couple of line breaks really early on in the game, but since then the Broncos' defence has tightened substantially. So it might be time to throw caution to the wind here and spread it a bit, as it looks like they're doing that. And oh no, Dimatoni gets whacked, goes for the offload, and someone gets whacked off the ball, and Simon Hunt comes up with it. Are the Rabbitohs any chance of taking a tackle inside the Broncos 20?
I don't think so at the moment. We're almost at the 20-minute mark, and they really haven't done much since that first 90 seconds or so. The Broncos are going to be destined to score, and I think they do right there through Jackson Allison.
Yeah, Jackson Allison just way too strong, and the weight of possession was way too heavy for this Broncos team to not score. Allison pushes over the line pretty comfortably there. Tyron Clay couldn't stop him. And that'll be 6-4 to the Broncos, I believe, with the kick surely converted.
Yeah, there we go. Like the Broncos, it was inevitable. I mean, the Rabbitohs have done a great job to hold on for as long as they have, but it was inevitable that they're going to score. They just keep on giving away opportunities, keep on giving this field position. And yeah, it's just not been very good from the Rabbitohs since that first try.
Yeah, not being very good is a polite way to put it, and I'd agree with you. They just need to click into gear, I guess. Maybe Tyron Clay can spark something off a kick return, but because they've made so many errors, they just haven't had a chance to really show off anything, really. They scored immediately when they got down there, and since then I just feel like the Broncos have set up a full settlement on this Rabbitohs line, so perhaps they can force an error off the kick again and score another try. Otherwise, we might just be back straight into that grind.
Yeah, there's nothing going on. Eddie Oliver, that's a long pass backwards to Felix Stoda, and I feel like they really haven't used that left edge at all, the Broncos.
Yeah, you're right. We've seen Tallis Riff be really good for the Rabbitohs on their left edge, and Stoda's either been marked really well or just hasn't touched the ball. As now he gets a touch, but yeah, unable to do a whole lot with it. Some good defence there from Jack Tabasco, as now Eddie Oliver goes to Levi Roman. I thought they might have set up for the 40-20 there. They still can off this kick. They're in a nice position here. But they decide to go against it. Yeah, Stoda just takes it out to that 55-metre mark, and here's a chance for the Rabbitohs to get a kick return and hopefully spark something, because they've been a bit lacklustre so far. That's not a tremendous kick. As Malachi Booth almost goes through, but Felix Stoda, he hasn't been doing a lot of attack, but he made a crucial tackle there on Booth.
You know, Malachi Booth is dangerous every time he has a kick return, and he carved up a bit there. He turned Joey Kelly inside out. It was the second row that had to make the tackle. If Stoda's not there, he's gone. So
yeah, and exactly. And with some fresh props, hopefully the Rabbitohs can inject a bit of starch into their middles, because there hasn't been a whole lot going on. Dimatoni was good in patches, and Jesse Bennett was strong, but they didn't really make a big impact. And there's James Anderson with a nice big run. That white headgear really stands out now, and they're going to have a chance at a kick here as Callaghan goes very, very high out to Malachi Booth.
That's very high.
He doesn't want a bar of it. Instead, Cyrus Marks takes it and breaks a tackle there, goes straight past the right centre for the Rabbitohs. I thought that was going to be a holding tackle penalty in the hours. The Broncos try and work it out from their own end.
Yeah, and the Rabbitohs need to have some good defense here. This is where they need to apply pressure. It's the first time the Broncos have really been starting down on their line in a long time. They need to make sure that they can get as much field position as possible.
Yeah, and we know how good Barisic is with 2 rookie props on for the Rabbitohs. He might just eat him alive. So it's going to be up to the likes of O'Hare and Galaxy to really hold this middle together. As Levi Raymond goes for a 40-20.
Oh, Galaxy.
Someone.
Galaxy. Galaxy. Oh my gosh.
Breaks 3 tackles. That's coming out of nowhere for the young man. It's a tremendous run. It's put the Rabbitohs in a really good position. Tallis Riff, unfortunately, unable to capitalise, but it's a second consecutive set on their own line. And now Shack Attack ball plays out to Kevin Dixon. And he goes straight through. This right edge of the Broncos is being absolutely torn apart. If Shack Attack gets a try assist, you need to sort something out pronto.
And he did on his first touch in the SRL, and he's done it again here, Shack Attack. I think that may be his first touch of the game. And yeah, you probably should put your sunglasses on if you're viewing at home, because if you look at that man too closely with the light reflecting off him, you may go blind.
Yeah, very, very pale man, but it doesn't matter if he's going to keep setting up Kevin Dixon like that. It feels like the Rabbitohs have not been in this game at all, and they're going to be leading after 25 minutes. I'm not sure if that's more to say about the Rabbitohs seizing their chances or the Broncos lack thereof. Callaghan's missed again. There's something going on in this ball, Will. The amount of shank kicks and now 2 missed conversions. Can we have an investigation into this, please, Commissioner?
Maybe we're not running synthetic leather tonight. Maybe we're using the old leather balls.
The old pigskin.
The old pigskin that gets full of water and breaks half your toes when you kick it. Maybe that's what's going on. I'm not too sure. But I'd just like to appreciate real quickly, Matt Galaxy. What a run from him. I've not seen a hooker run like that for a while. And definitely not a kick return.
That was freakish, wasn't it? He just sort of, he swerved past 2, got a fend and a goose step. Like, that's tremendous from him. He must have heard me sludging him about leaving teams and thought, not today. With a nice run. As now Tallis Riff gets off a sharp pass from Anderson. I did say the props needed to do something for the Rabbitohs here, and it looks like they're standing up as Callaghan goes out tiring play. He goes again to windmill skied. He had a 3-on-1, but he thought that the better option was running back at the inside defenders. So, good maturity from the young man not to spill it early on in their set as they're going to get to their kick here, and hopefully they can put this in the Broncos' corner.
Oh,
there we are. Finally a kick that wasn't shanked from both teams. We've been waiting for it, but plays is dangerous. I thought he was going to go straight past Tyron K, but Tallis, I believe, got a crossing cover. And maybe the Rabbitohs have decided they've come to play tonight.
You know, the absence of kick returns is a bit of a... of kick chase, rather, was a bit of an issue there. You can't be leaving Justin plays unmarked when he has a bit of a run like that.
Yeah, you'd think they've done that video. They know how dangerous he can be, but maybe just fatigue from all the defending they were doing earlier as Felix Soda pushes forward there. Bit of a headgear off between him and Freddie Anderson, which you love to see as Roto now takes a big run. Maybe he should put on a headgear with that unfortunate hair colour, but not for me to say, as they played it back to Eddie Oliver, who goes to Levi Raymond, and he goes all the way across field to Kevin Dixon. The tall man is unable to beat anyone at all, and he's driven backwards here. And they put the Rabbitohs in the corner here, so a good chance for the Broncos now to put some pressure on. Yeah,
Kevin Dixon, he was caught flat-footed, and by the time he'd come down with the ball, the Broncos' chase was on him. Had nowhere to go, and they'll be really fighting out of their own end now.
Yeah, and a quick apology to James Anderson. I got you confused with another rookie. Freddie Anderson is now a hair goes straight through, and Shack Attack's absolutely monstered by Roto, driven backwards. But the Rabbitohs end up in a good position now. Windmill ski goes out to Tabasco, gets the offload away to James Anderson. If that found the centre, that could have been a very, very dangerous proposition. Played the 2-on-1 down the short side, but instead Saddlecart goes to Windmill ski, who gets a punt across. And we'll have to hope this kick chase is a little bit better from the Rabbitohs. And it is a good tackle there from Jai Collins. And finally, this game started to go end to end.
Yeah, and I've got to wonder if the reason they've put Jai Collins on that left centre is to mark Justin plays. Defensively, Collins is very, very solid and plays is very, very dangerous in offense. So I think maybe that is Tara and Clay's game plan as we get further and further into this match.
Is Saddlecart usually on the left edge, or does he always play right edge? Do you know?
I think he's been on the right edge for a while, but Collins has been on the right wing.
Gotcha. So they flicked Malachi Booth out there. Yeah. Interesting. We'll have to see if that comes to fruition throughout the game, because so far plays has been well contained. when they've remembered to tackle. That one time they left the big hole, of course, he took advantage. And now Kevin Dixon goes straight through it. He's monstered again. Not having a whole lot of luck today, Kevin Dixon. But we know how dangerous he can be with repeated opportunities. As Galaxy now decides he wants to have a second shot of glory, but is unable to replicate his heroic effort from earlier. And Tari Clay goes out to Shakataku. This guy likes to pass ball, plays out to windmill skate again, and James Anderson ends up with it about 5 metres in from the touchline, the far touchline. And they play it back to Sato Kart, and Malachi Booth takes a nice little shot there. He does have the size to be in the forwards, and with a run like that, maybe it transitions on the cards as Tyrone Clay gets in, straight past one, but a great covering tackle there. And it means that the Rabbitohs are going to kick from 40 metres out, and maybe this time plays can do a bit of damage here. We'll have to see how he matches up with Collins. Oh, straight past one. Where's the fullback? There he is, coming across in cover. He was very far behind. Should they keep kicking to that edge, Will? What do you think?
No, I'd kick to Dylan Sharp, to be honest. Probably not as strong a kick returner. Still strong, but not as strong as Justin Plays. Justin Plays has been around since round 1, season 1, and Sharp's played 1.5 seasons of SRL. So I think it's a pretty clear choice of who you should be kicking to, which wing.
Yeah, I'd take that out of 10. Technical difficulties, back, don't you, Warriors? A held in tackle penalty from Pete Reto. Not what you need. Will this Rabbitohs take the 2? They won't. What do you think about that, Will?
Really unneeded there from Pete Reto. I think he's given a couple penalties away already this season, so I think that maybe his discipline does need to be looked at. Right. As it looks like there's more technical difficulties. Jai Collins is going to take the run there, driven back. Now they're going right. Galaxy's going to spread out to Shakatak, who straightens up. Eddie Oliver brings him down.
Just like Backstreet, I'm back, baby. As Shakatak takes the play of the ball. I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but I'll get my boys to look into that later on. Perhaps you can send some IT men out to the box for me, please. Willis Collins takes a good hit up, and they go to Callaghan. They want this left edge. They've had a lot of success down there so far. But unfortunately unable to make anything happen there. As Callaghan goes to Aaron O'Hare, who puts in a nice little grubber, but Eddie Oliver, great clean-up job there. Did I miss anything exciting?
Nothing exciting, really. That kick was straight for Eddie Oliver's chest. I don't know where they were kicking to, but it landed straight in his lap. So that was not a great kick.
Yeah, when the 5A gets tackled on the 5th, some interesting things happen in the SRL with the lock stepping up, but not a great option there. I think that's one holding tackle penalty each, I believe, with half time only 2 minutes away. Probably won't result in a sin bin. As Joey Kelly goes straight past you with that step there. We saw last week just how much sin bins can wreak havoc on this game as Eddie Oliver goes to Edwards, out to Arkey. He's been good, straight past. Wow! Marley Arkey goes straight past two of the Rabbitohs' best defenders in Jai Collins and Tyrone Clay, and the Broncos are going to steal the lead on the cusp of half-time here.
Well, there you go. The captain and vice-captain both missing crucial tackles there, and Marley Arkey races away. Way too easy for the centre there. And the Broncos will go into this, in the second half with the lead, you'd think.
Yeah, 2 tries apiece, but they'll be 4 points up. Shows how goal kicking can be very, very important in this game. With a minute and a half to go, you wouldn't think there'll be any extra action. I see some of the crowd going for their hot food at the break to get out of this horrid weather. And it looks like the Broncos are going to sneak into halftime with a lead.
Yeah, they sure will, and it really has been the goal kicking that's killed the Rabbitohs so far. It could be a tie game, like you said, right now, but it isn't, and that is quite devastating for Tyrone Clay. I'm sure Bradley Callaghan's not happy with himself either. Yeah,
this Rabbitohs team, they do have a lot of youth, and they just got to take their chances when they come, I think, for the rest of this game, because the Broncos seem slowly warming up. It's taken with 39 minutes, but they have started to hit their strides there. Ooh, a shocking pass from Raymond. Allison catches the bounce pass, but the second half is going to be a lot to happen, I feel. I feel like there's a bit of fatigue creeping into this game with the 2 penalties, and maybe we can have a bit of a blowout one way or another and shake this doldrum so far as Allison takes second last hit of the game. Dimitoni back on the field for a minute to try and make a mark as Oliver goes out to Raymond, out to Joey Kelly, and he's driven backwards. And so the Brisbane Broncos are going to go into halftime 12 points up against the Rabbitohs. Welcome back to ANZ Stadium. I hope you all had a good halftime. Me and Will certainly did. As we've looked at the stats here, and interestingly, the Rabbitohs only had 5 errors in the first half. It certainly felt like a lot more. The Broncos were similar. They're 12 out of 15 sets. So the rain really having a bit of an impact here, Will. Will, you went down for a weather report. What did you have to find?
I did find that it's quite wet out there, Snicko. Oh, it's Bennett early break. The rain is coming back. The field is very soft underfoot, so the forwards are really going to be driving as Leondis has made his way back on the field for the first time this week. And I guess he'll only be playing 20, which is a bit of a question mark in my eyes as to why you'd only play Leondis a 20-minute stint, but I'll let Clay do his thing.
Yeah, maybe not only is there a mandated naughty corner from the SRL after the sin bin, but the Rabbitohs have had a club-imposed further exile as 20 minutes for a man of his stature is quite interesting. But Clay's the man in the know, he's the captain, as the Rabbitohs have a pretty good set after points. O'Hare just runs straight out Bretto, the two locks meet. And they did have a good set after points until that 5th tackle where they decided that kicking was not the option for them today.
Yeah, no, that wasn't. They really needed to put a grubber or a bomb or something up there. Just put one along the ground. It's slippery. The players are likely to drop it. I just don't understand why they'd run it. Especially on a strong set like that. They could have gotten to the lead very early. Oh!
Very nice there, as I think that was Leon just put on a big hit off the ball, which we love to see in the SRL. They never result in penalties, and they force the knock on us. Now the Rabbitohs, they're back in good field position. This is very similar to how the first half started, with the Broncos making an error very early and the Rabbitohs capitalising. So we'll have to see if a similar thing happens here, as Skeed just drives forward, unable to get any real momentum. As Galaxy now goes out to O'Hare, he goes out to Bradley Callaghan, but he's brought down a good tackle there by the Broncos, one-on-one. But they left the player out of position, and Galaxy spots it. I thought he was going to go through, but Bretto, too smart for him, and wraps him up. And now Callaghan goes to Jesse Bennett, and he's going to push forward. He should end up about a metre away from the line. Or maybe over. We're held up by the post.
Galaxy, no.
Now, again. They still get the grub away. Aaron O'Hare scores after what looked like a knock on. I've never seen that in the SRL before. The kick after the drop. Will, am I imagining things, or did that just happen?
Yeah, it looked like it hit Galaxy fairly square in the noggin there. And he put the grubber. O'Hare was ready for it. Yeah, it's hit him like in the nose. I think he may need some Cooper Cronk type surgery after that one, because that was pretty volatile, that pass.
Yeah, and maybe the head knock just shocked him into kicking it. Often we see the players just run forward after the 5th tackle knock on, but somehow the Rabbitohs have come away with points. Yeah, I'd be particularly disappointed if I was Eddie Oliver. That's just an unlucky situation, perhaps. Who are the referees today, Will? Perhaps he needs to have a word with them.
It's Viggo Rasmussen and Ben Cummins today. No, I don't think there's anything wrong with that personally. I think it just came off his head and the Broncos defense just wasn't ready for it. I think he got knocked so hard he thought he was back playing halfback in that Galaxy.
Yeah, no one ever expects the Falcon to do that. It's not something anyone plans for, but often has unintended results. As now Raymond's going to kick off, and 4 minutes into the half, I did say the first half started similarly, and the Rabbitohs have scored very, very quickly here to put the Broncos back under pressure. As Clay goes out to Jesse Bennett, unable to get a tackle break like he did just a couple of moments ago. But a good run nonetheless as Bennett plays it to Galaxy. He goes out to Callaghan, who finally spreads a bit wider to Riff. He's been a bit starved of possession. He was really strong early in that first half and then seemed to just take a bit of a backseat to Callaghan in his running game. As now O'Hare goes straight through a hole, makes a good 25 metres there. And the Broncos are starting to look just like they did in the first half, where there was just holes everywhere. It's now Leondis. He goes straight through, and the fullback's not at home. He gets the offload away to Galaxy. He's unable to repeat what he's already done in this game. But they're ending up very, very well here. Now Riff goes straight through a hole. Make that 3 in a row. 3rd time's the charm for Tallis Riff. As he ends up so close to that line. But they're going to have a really good chance here. And they do. They go straight to Callaghan. He's been running it all game, and he's just been waiting for that chance. And bang, bang, the Rabbitohs are back. That's 18-12.
You know, the Broncos, that is just awful defense from them. That's 4 really quick gaps. That's including the last one there. And the Rabbitohs, they've just, they've sniffed him out and they've just ran straight through him. Eddie Oliver will not be happy with his team here. He'll be, I think that actually, he's got a bit of steam coming out of his ears.
Yeah, they had the first line break, and you go, fool me once, shame on me. Then the second, shame on you. Fool me 3 times, I don't know that saying. Fool me 4 times, and perhaps you need a new forward pack, because that is just not good enough for the Broncos. Holes everywhere, and yeah, after the break, this Rabbitohs team has come out red hot. Maybe Leondis at prop was the move, just for the 20 minutes here. Just really be an Energizer bunny for these Rabbitohs.
Yeah, you know, and Eddie, if you ever want to trade any props, I'll add Jackson Allison to my collection of platinums that I have to make it 3. As you
want to go right now?
So lovely, you so lovely picked out, Snicko. But yeah, that is just, I don't even know how to describe it. I don't have enough negative adjectives in my bank at the moment.
Rather than focus on the negative, I think we should just point out the Rabbitohs positive. And another one from Tyrant Clay, Line Break City, population Rabbitohs. The Broncos are out in the desert. They have no idea how to stop this onslaught. As Clay plays it to Galaxy, and O'Hare finally a tackle. We've been waiting a long, long time for a tackle here from the Broncos. But it slowed the momentum slightly. As now Skeed goes out to Tyrant Clay. Oh, and he did beat Levi Raymond out there, but good cover from... I'm not sure who's there. Barisic, I believe. Now, as Leondis goes straight through, the man with the no hair and the big beard, leaving the Rabbitohs in a really good position here. They might go high ball. They do, but unfortunately, it's going to be a little bit short. As Harris Andrews takes it. Oh, and he beats one, and he beats 2. Harris Andrews with a miraculous try. I said the kick was too short, and Andrews said, watch this. This is crazy.
Wow. Harris Andrews broke the tackle of Barisic, stepped Joey Kelly, beat Dylan Sharp. He's come off, he's the bench centre. A bit of a meme position, but wow, he has played it well there.
Yeah, you got to take your chances, don't you, when you have the opportunity, and he's done that for sure. Jai Collins may want to watch his centre spot after how Maliaki turned him out inside out. Now you have Harris Andrews waiting on the bench, able to do that. Oof. Just wow, as Callaghan slots one. He misses the 2 earlier in the game, which seemed much easier. They were with his natural curve. But he swung that one back against the grain to put the Rabbitohs into a great 26-12 point lead.
Yeah, and the Broncos, it's just looking dire here. They came into the second half with the lead, up by 4 points. Now they're down by 14. That's a yikes. It's only been 10 minutes.
Yeah, 18 points in 10 minutes for South Sydney. I did say maybe with the rain, a team might get fatigued and there would be a bit of a blowout. I thought it would happen in the last 10 minutes of the half, not the first 10 minutes. So who knows what this game still has in store for us as Jesse Bennett takes the hit up off the kickoff. Callaghan turns it back under to Leondis. Hasn't he had a big impact? He's 18-0 since he's been on the field. I imagine if he didn't get Simbin last week, as Tabasco now takes a good run. But he's tackled there in a good tackle by the Broncos. Jesse Bennett now doubles up for this set. Goes straight past Peter Vretto and ends up with the offload. Out to Skeed. Oh, I thought he got away from one there, but perhaps it's a bit rainy for me. I can't quite see. As now Leondis goes out to Tallis Riff. The South Sydney team are making mincemeat of this Broncos forward pack so far. It's almost getting hard to watch here with what they're doing. As Winwood Skeed punts down to finally Dylan Sharp gets a run. We've been calling for it, and he beats Tyrant Clay. Tyrant Clay goes to big Superman dive. But good cover there from Felix Winwood Skeed. And maybe Justin Players is the guy to kick to, Will.
Maybe he is, or maybe it's just the defense that's come on. Harris Andrews did a good cover tackle in the end there to get him down, but that's really relieved a lot of pressure from the Broncos. I mean, the scoreboard pressure is still very real, as that will put more pressure on once again.
Yeah, Joey Kelly sat down quite comfortably there. And the Rabbitohs clean up now as Tallis Riff looks to go straight past Vretto, but he makes up for his earlier mistake there. Yeah, Harris Andrews proving he's not just a beastly attacker. He can also chase down Dylan Sharp there. Sharp caught like he's going out for dinner. As Riff goes out to Kevin Dixon, who beats one, it looked like, but good cover defense from either side. And he plays it back to Jai Collins, who the ball eventually ends up with Jesse Bennett. So it says only 34 metres, but I feel like it was a little bit more than that, as now Bennett plays it to Galaxy. He goes to Callaghan very, very high. We've seen how this happened before. Can Collins do it again? He can't. Joseph Jackson, the little Russian man, with a very good catch there. He's a half primary, but he did very well in that centre position.
Yeah, there we go. Eddie, oh my gosh, they're just hitting off the ball here, the Rabbitohs. They really
I love that. I love that.
I feel like, we don't have the biff in the SRL, but I feel like that's our equivalent. Like, we've brought back the shoulder charge off the ball, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, buy the ticket. Take the right, I say, and it looks like Leondis is dealing them out left, right, and centre along with Jesse Bennett. But Eddie Devon had a nice line break just before, which is really handy. As now Kyriakos Ilios with a big bump off. Tyrone Clay brings him down just before the line here. But the Broncos have gone all about 100 metres on this set. As now Oliver goes to Raymond, who goes very, very high. This is a very good position for the Broncos. It goes back to Joey Kelly, and he dives over. He's too good to stop from that close. And the Broncos have finally stopped this sem of Rabbitohs points.
Yeah, wow. Joey Kelly, a pretty conventional try from him. He does that very well. And yeah, a standard thing for the Broncos, but that's exactly what they needed in this moment. And if Raymond gets this kick, it's going to be only an 8-point lead, which is very easy to handle for the Broncos.
Yeah, call him the Bushranger because he can steal a try like that, can't he? You put him close to the line, and Joey Kelly, very, very dangerous. As Raymond continues his 100% goal kicking for the night. You just have to hope that doesn't come back to bite the Rabbitohs on the behind, because it has happened previously in this season. Teams have lost by goal kicking, and let me tell you from first-hand experience, it is not a pleasant feeling. 24 minutes left in this game. Both teams have finally found their groove, and they're starting to really open up this game, and we should have a really exciting finish here.
Yeah, I think we will.
Now,
oh, sorry. You go.
I was just going to say Callaghan kicks off, but I'm glad you agree with me, as Allison takes a nice hit up there, straight into the chest of Leondis, who cushions it with his beard. He'll play it back to Eddie Oliver.
Oh!
Spins it out to Raymond. Oh, another hit off the ball.
Who was that?
I believe Jesse Bennett. I think Leondis was the marker, so it would have had to be. He has been deadly out there, just hitting blokes like it's nobody's business. As Harris Andrews ends up with the Kevin Dix Malachi Booth offload. You just don't want to go near him today. He's on a destruction mission. As now Tabasco takes a good hit up, wrapped up by two of the Broncos defenders. And now Aaron O'Hare gets just driven back well there. Vredo comes up and clean up over the top. 2 tackles here for the Rabbitohs to see if they can make something of this as they go out to Tallis Riff. He can push over from here. He's done it before, and he might have just done it again. Tallis Riff, way too strong. And he said, Broncos, you think you're catching up? Not right now.
Yeah, no, that was great there from Tallis Riff. And if you heard that big sigh from the crowd, it looked like Tallis Riff and Eddie Devon were going to get into it there for a bit out the back. Just a bit of tensions rising here. The Broncos getting a bit frustrated with their own defense.
Yeah, Tallis Riff just put Eddie Devon on a sandwich and ate him up right there. Way too good to host that line. You think the prop would be able to stop him, but no good. And now Callaghan, surely he can't miss this. Surely he can't miss this. He'll take him out to another 14-point lead, and I think that'll be, assuming he kicks this, 24 points to 6 in this half in just 18 minutes. So really high scoring here. The heavy grass has obviously taken a bit of stamina out of both teams. And now everyone who's about to come on in this 20-minute prop rotation is going to reap the rewards.
Yeah, it's like the opposite of the Storm game last night. You know, a bit more exciting in the second half. It was very boring that second half, and now it's gotten a little bit a bit warmer. It seems, as both teams, they're both still fighting for it, and a 14-point lead. Anything can happen in 20 minutes. It's really not out of the Broncos' reach here. But the Rabbitohs, they'll be looking to secure it with another try or two.
Yeah, I'm not sure, actually. Oh, another hit off the ball, and Allison picks it back up. Wow. So it seems both teams just got the jukebox out, playing all the hits tonight. But yeah, I'm not sure if you heard.
Collins is away!
Collins is away. Oh, there's cover here from... Is that Raymond? I'm not sure, but he's not going to get there. Yeah, Allison's not going to get there either. Jai Collins, we saw the hit off the ball and then the intercept. Wowee. This game has had everything so far. When the Rabbitohs win, they do it right. 36 points to 18. Kick to come.
And I was talking about him early in the night. We know he's a good centre. He's swapped from the wing to the centre tonight. He scored the first try, and now he's scored another. That is spectacular. About 20 out from his own line, intercept, and straight through a gap. I don't know where Joey Kelly was. He must have been in the line attacking.
He might have even thrown it, actually. We'd have to check a replay. But see how loud this crowd's cheering. They're very happy to see this Rabbitohs team up and about. They've had a rough start to the season with recruitment and inactives in the store, but they've done a great job. This is really getting big here, this score. Could we see 50 points? We haven't seen it for a while in the SRL, but it is a pipe dream of mine to see a team do it, just hopefully not against the Warriors. So if the Souths want to do it here tonight, I'm all for it.
Yeah, 50 points. I wouldn't mind that, eh? Another 2 tries converted. It's nothing... You know, with this amount of time that we have and the way that the Rabbitohs are scoring, it's nothing out of the question yet. As they'll be fielding that one. And wow, I just saw Stephen Crichton then when Jai Collins was running away.
Yeah, and Saddlecart's just been pumped as well, so it seems like the rain is bringing out the big hits. I'm not sure what's in the water, but maybe 5G's got these boys a bit crazy. As now Callaghan goes to Dimatoni back on the field to finish off. He was really good in the first 10 minutes. Do you notice how loud this crowd's cheering, Will? It's actually quite good to hear. The loudest cheer I heard last night in that Storm game was when the game was finished because everyone could leave. And now Tabasco takes a nice hit up. And Dimatoni, I thought he was through there.
And that's not the best set for the Rabbitohs, but I guess we'll see how they end it. Oh,
yeah, Callaghan. Ooh. No, the kicking woes are back. Oh, that was a dead set up from Bradley Callaghan. He said, Joey Kelly, get some full steam up because Dimatoni is going to put you down. And that's exactly what happened. That man is very, very dangerous. For just a rookie, he has got quite the collection of big hits, Cesar Dimatoni. As now Eddie Oliver takes it upon himself to get some momentum and goes forward out to Stoder now. Dimatoni doesn't do him in the conventional way, but instead just wraps around the back and brings him down. As now Eddie Oliver goes to Raymond. They're trying to work the short side just like the Rabbitohs did oh so well with Barisic. Not the man you want stepping a centre, and he's going to play it now. And they go to Levi Raymond. Very, very high kick. Where's Joey Kelly? Doesn't matter because Tyron Clay's taken that in a great take.
Yeah, that's a great take, and I think some players will be leaving ANZ Stadium tonight. Oh my goodness! I was going to say they'll be leaving ANZ Stadium with neck braces on with the amount of whiplash that some of these players have had from just that man, Cesar Dimatoni. Now Saddlecut bumps off one as well. There's been so many big hits. I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of neck injuries after the game.
Yeah, I'm quite shocked with so many big hits. We haven't had a high tackle penalty yet.
Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes that happens when the boys get a bit excited now. Oh, I thought that was an intercept out to Kevin Dixon, but he's taken it well. On the 50-metre line here, on only the third tackle, so they found a bit of momentum this set. Oh! That was very big. Do you know who that is, Will, in the white headgear?
Felix Stoder, looks like.
Felix Stoder back in the prop rotation and doing some damage. He didn't have a whole lot of ball out in that left second row in the first half, but I think that's his second big hit of this game. As now Jesse Bennett ends up with a kicking duty. Very big stew on that guy, and it results in big booters. Now plays is unable to get around Jai Collins there, and it ends up with the Broncos on the 30-metre line working it back out as Eddie Oliver takes another run and the offload. Perhaps a forward pass, but not picked up by Vigo.
No, they didn't call that one. It looked a little bit forward off the hands, but you know, they're 20 points down. I'm not going to be too stressed about it, I don't think. Neither will the Rabbitohs.
Yeah, I think the Rabbitohs are in cruise control right now. They're just getting Dimatoni near the ball and seeing what can happen. As now Barisic charges straight at Tabasco and Dimatoni for not too much of a gain. And we're going to finally see a kick return for the Rabbitohs. Feels like it's been an age. They've just been rolling down the field so easily. Kevin Dixon takes it. He finally beats one, but Joey Kelly wraps him up pretty comfortably there in the end. But he did have the half line break, which is exciting for him to see because he's been a bit quiet this game. As now Callaghan goes to riff straight through a hole. Fullback's not at home because he just made the tackle. He's going to be wrapped up about 20 metres out from the line, but he gets the offload. And Jesse Bennett was unable to get the palm away. Only the second tackle here. 50 points. I hear it knocking on the door. Callaghan goes inside to Tabasco. Just a nice little settler there for the Rabbitohs to catch their breath because they've been going up and back quite consistently now. As Bennett goes out to Riff and he drives forward. He gets a lot of post-contact meters, Talis Riff. And now as Jesse Bennett ends up with it, and he's going to stroll forward as well.
Surely they score here.
He's brought down 3 metres out from the line. Surely a little grubber here.
Oh, bomb. Okay.
Instead, we go very, very high out to Wimmy Skeed, and Dylan Sharp takes in a great carry. Yeah, probably not the option there.
I would have put a grubber in. Don't get a repeat set, maybe. You know, I think that they should be gunning for these 50 points. The Rabbitohs. It'll be a great achievement for them to get.
Yeah, and it'd be a really good sort of enthusiasm booster for the rest of the season. We're about a quarter of the way through, and it's always good to have a little pep in your step now, as the Broncos have found it really hard to get out of trouble this set. Oh, and that offload doesn't help. They make 17 metres in 5 tackles. All the forwards are just running away from Big Sessa. They don't want to go near him. As now Levi Raymond takes a big kick. That's quite well done, very well at the Malachi Booth now, but he's got a bit of momentum and he beats one. Oh, and Joey Kelly just makes the tackle there.
Yeah, a good tackle there from Joey Kelly. And, you know, I think the Rabbitohs will have a lot of confidence going to next week. They'll be playing the Roosters, who...
Grudge match.
Yeah, it's rivalry round next week. And, you know, the Roosters didn't have the best performance against the Bulldogs last night. And it'll bring them a lot of confidence going into it. In addition to that, Broncos are playing the Cowboys. So
yeah,
that's going to be...
Yeah, tough matchup. Very
rough.
Tough matchup. Who do the Warriors have next week? Do you know by any chance?
I think your rivals are... It's a random one, I believe. It's Raiders. Raiders are your rivals.
Oh, I hate those guys.
Yeah.
Anyways, Joseph Jackson takes a big hit up. It's tend to not look too far forward. We still have our game tomorrow to take charge. I thought Dimitoni was going to do another big hit there, but Maliaki stood tall in that challenge and pushed forward. As now Oliver goes out to Barisic. Finally some open space for the Broncos. And the offload out to Dylan Sharp. But yeah, Booth had him covered almost instantly there. But still a bit of life in this team, which is good to see. They haven't put the Q in the rack just yet. As Oliver, he doesn't mind an offload, old Eddie. That doesn't quite want to get tackled tonight. He's found the offload quite consistently. I went to Archie in that case. Now, as Joey Kelly goes straight through one, but of course it's Dimitoni there to wrap up. I'm not sure if big hits and great tackles come into calculation for SMVP points, but he's got to be close. As now Jesse Bennett cleans up quite the awkward grubber there, and it looks like 50 points was a touch too far for the Rabbitohs, but they're going to look to really close this game out in style.
Yeah, you know, another cheeky try to someone on the field would be great to see, as they're just playing very expansive at the moment.
Very free-flowing.
The Rabbitohs, you know, they'll be happy to get some points, give away some points if they have to. And give away the ball, apparently.
With all the tricks. Dummies once, dummy twice. A big offload. A big pass back on the inside to Felix Stoder. And now Raymond gives it out to Kelly. He goes out to Dylan Sharp. He goes straight past Harris Andrews, who's decided his great effort early in the game was enough for him. Doesn't want to make any tackles. And Sharp plays it back to Cyrus Marks. He goes to Allison, who goes straight past... Is that Jack Tabasco? I think it might be. But, of course, Dimitoni's there to clean up along with Tyrone Clay. And now Eddie Oliver waits a second before picking it up, and it results in Raymond getting driven back very well there. He was just flat-footed. There was no momentum off to play the ball. And now Eddie Oliver goes to Allison. He goes back inside to Justin Barisic, who's going to push forward. But Dimitoni, again, I feel like I've said his name a million times tonight. He's been that effective. And Eddie Oliver goes out to Levi Raymond. This is a very, very well-placed kick. Joey Kelly on the back, but instead it's Kevin Dixon. And he beats one. And, I thought he was going to go straight past Joey Kelly there. But instead he's going to be tackled on the 20-metre line.
Yeah, and once again, the range is really coming down again. It's come in and out throughout this whole game. And you'll probably see us just very slow end to it. What an effort from the Rabbitohs that they've had in this second half. Eddie Oliver will be very disappointed that his team... collects another forward. I'm going to say that his team's conceded 30-6 in a second half performance when they're in the lead at half time.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's coming down harder, the Rain or the Broncos finals odds after this second half performance, because, yeah, they've been monstered. It was by Leondis at the start, so I guess the normal starter just pumped the rookie forwards for the Broncos, but they still had some good players on. So I'm not sure what the answer is for Eddie Oliver in this coming week, but perhaps back to the drawing board as now Isaac Edwards, he might push forward for a consolation here.
And he sure
will.
He
does. Yeah, the Galaxy forward pass, unfortunately, proving costly. It's going to result in 6 points, but if you're the Rabbitohs, you probably wouldn't be too worried. If you had the Rabbitohs 19 plus, you might be a little bit annoyed.
Yeah. I think that overall, this game for the Rabbitohs, I don't think they'll be too worried about any of the bets. But just absolute domination. I think that's the second time in... Yeah, last week we also saw a bet involving the Rabbitohs go down in the last 2 minutes of the game. Pretty sure because of a try at the very end. So, you know, maybe they're just cursed. Maybe just don't bet on their games, I reckon.
Well, you know what they say, you got to be in it to win it. Maybe get that wheel out that's been thrown around the SRL chat and just see what it ends up with. But yeah, a minute to go in this game.
I'm personally pleased because I did have Rabbitohs 9-18, so that's good. I'm happy.
I'm actually not sure what I had, but I tend to not look until the end of the week and just get excited when coins get added to my account. As Cardigan's going to kick off, no point worrying about things you can't control, hey? As Cardigan kicks off to Joey Kelly, and he goes to Arkey. He's been not really started since he's come back on the field as a prop rotation, apart from when Dimitoni was digging his grave and putting him down into it. As now Raymond goes out to Felix Stoder. He's looking to make a couple of extra metres, just really pad out those stats to finish the game. But in the end, the Rabbitohs are going to run out comfortable 14 points winners here. 38 points to 24 in a result that I personally did not see coming. But when the Rabbitohs win, they do it in style. Tyrone Clay leading his side to another memorable victory here in the SRL.
Yeah, great stuff there from the Rabbitohs at home for the first time in a while, I believe. The Broncos, they haven't been back to Suncorp for a little bit. They'll be going back next week, and they'll need to do a bit of soul searching because they've got a very tough opponent in the Cowboys next week. Yeah, the Cowboys are playing next, so stick around to see, I guess, who the Broncos will be facing up against.
Yeah, I think Chaz Dingo, he'd obviously be warming up right now, but he'd be licking his lips seeing how many line breaks this Broncos team conceded. 31 in the end. I actually don't really read the stats, so I don't know if that's a lot or not, but it seems like it was a fair few. 54% to the Rabbitohs. That was at 55% to the Broncos at halftime, so a 10% swing. Quite big.
What are those completions?
One penalty each way. Yeah, completions from the Broncos, not great in the end. The Rabbitohs really cleaned up their act as we move on to some individual statistics. Yeah, Tallis Riff, 231 metres and a try. He was great. He's been great for a couple of weeks in a row now. Jesse Bennett strong as well, 166 metres. Aaron O'Hare was pretty good as well with 17 tackles and none missed. Bradley Callaghan, 2 try assists, a try, 5 conversions. Very, very good from the rookie half. Harris Andrews, 2 touches, 1 try, and the tackle break doesn't go too bad. Shack Attack, 4 touches, 1 try assist. So the second half specialist, the Rabbitohs. The Shack Attack came on in the first half this time, didn't he? So we'll put that one back. Yeah, and Jack Collins, 4 tackles, 4 missed. So perhaps Justin Play's got the better of him in the end. As we flip across to the Broncos.
metres for a centre as well.
Yeah, that intercept's going to help. There's 80 metres right there, obviously. Yeah, Felix Stoder, he was good in his 60 metres, 145 metres. Kyriakis Ilias, 123 metres in 42 minutes. That's pretty exceptional. 4 line breaks. Not a whole lot else to point out for the Broncos. Not so many guys with big metres. Aidan Lawrence, tough 3 metres. I don't think I even caught his name, the poor guy. Big 18-minute stint. Allison, 12 tackles, 1 missed. Anything from you, Will?
Yeah, I'd say probably just the lack of meters, really. You know, Jackson Allison only getting 80 meters in a game where he plays 2 stints.
Yeah, 55 minutes.
And 1 at lock as well. Same with Pete Veretto. They really weren't doing much. With the minutes that they had, they should have been running in the hundreds alongside Kyriakis Ilias. Really, that's
they're all going to have...
simple as it is.
They'll be having big nightmares of a redhead freak, Cesar Dimitoni. He was just everywhere in defence tonight.
He was huge.
And maybe that's why these Broncos couldn't get going forward. Stick around for the next game. It's the Cowboys against the Bulldogs. No, that was last week. Who do the Cowboys have, Will?
They're playing the Seagulls.
The Seagulls. So maybe there'll be some carnage there. And will Dingo steal someone's finals hopes? That's all from us. We'll see you next week.